Well, you probably heard about that PPP government money program for businesses and nonprofits and freelancers, gig workers, and everything. And actually, the White House came out with a press release, an announcement yesterday about having more of this money to give to little businesses, actually single business, people without any employees. But they're saying it's 20 employees or less. And for the next 2 weeks, they're going to only give money on this program to people who have less than 20 employees. And it's really aimed at individuals who have no employees. And a lot of the people giving out money are aiming at that. In other words, there's financial service people in between you and the SBA. But the White House changed all the rules again, so it's going to be all screwed up. And what happens, the SBA is going to screw it up, your bank's going to screw it up, everybody in the middle, because there's no rules that's lasting more than a couple of days. And what's interesting to me is that when the PPP first came out a year ago or so, that it was very complicated and it took forever. Well, now it may take a lot less time, and it's not going to be as complicated. It's really easy now, the application, and even getting it. You see, you had to get the money, and then 6 months later, you had to get the forgiveness. Now it's going all in one package if you're an individual. So it's making it a lot easier. But here's what you want to know, okay? Besides the White House making it easier as of yesterday, and it starts on Wednesday, tomorrow. It's a time to apply if you have less than 20 employees. But even after that, it's going to be open until March 31st for now, and they're probably going to put more money into it, in the new COVID program. But you should apply because there's a lot of money. Last time the money all went fast because they let fat cats get in there, and the fat cats came in 2 weeks and sucked every penny out of the thing. Well, now there's plenty of dough. So they have a lot of money to go. Now it's just working through the bureaucracy to get it. So you don't have to worry about the money going away or not being there. You got to figure out this go. Now, there's an article I just finished in the New York Times about how the problems are going on. And what's interesting about the article about how people, first of all, what they do is that they apply more than one place, because you apply to one bank and they screw it up, the other bank doesn't, or whatever. I mean, it's amazing. So that's why don't feel, you can sleep around a little, with banks and apply more than one places. And the banks have made it easier too. Now, I have two others. So this is I'll put these links into the discussion if you're watching this on YouTube. So there'll be 4 links. One of the White House one, so you have that. 2 will be this one at the New York Times, telling you about the problems they're having with this. Let's say many persistent borrowers have succeeded. At the first round, we could call the SBA and get a warm body. Now they can't. The SBA is clogged up everything, and they don't have places because they're approving everything. They're trying to do it so quickly. They find errors, and the computer finds errors that aren't really errors, and all kinds of things. And he said, this time, more than 1 month in the program has distributed less than half the available money. And before, it all went in like 2 weeks. So that's why it's a different ball game. And so it's easier now. It seems that they just left it up to the back cats, or they just got in there quick and got everything. Now it's really for the little guys. And here's 2 places. There's a lot of places to apply, community banks, things like that. But here's on the internet that has nice descriptions on the internet of what you need to apply. So even if you don't use these people to apply, they have a good description of what you need and things like that, so you can prepare yourself. One is nav.com, and they're a financial services company. And this is an article that just came up February 23rd. So that's just, I forget what even today is. Oh, it's today. Wow. So they're right on time. I said, boy, that seems like tomorrow. I guess it was. Yes, yesterday it was tomorrow. So it's a good way to read. I mean, And here's another, Womply. Now, Womply said they have a little app, and there's a nice guy on the internet does a lot of these things, Matt. I forget his last name, and he filled this out step by step on this, and they say it only takes 5 minutes. And Nav says that you could apply in 15 minutes. So your application time's 5 minutes, 15 minutes. So it's a 30. And here's what you get. If you're independent, you can get up to $20,000. Actually, 20,800, I think it is, because they'll only, and you get it all forgiven. So it's a grant for $20,000. And it depends on how much income you made out of your business. Now, what the White House did, it used to be profit on your business. Now they're not using profit anymore, because if you're a good small business person, you don't make a lot of profit. You live off your business. So you don't show a lot of profit. So they're fixing that so you get more money based on your top number, how much sales you have versus, and I don't even know what that is. They just announced it yesterday, the White House. So SBA is probably going to take a while to get it. And, it's going to be a mess, but doesn't matter. Everything else is too. So you just have to learn to play in an insecure, messy game. That's what it is. If you're set up for it, it's fine. If you're expecting everything to be perfect, I don't know where the hell you're going to go nowadays, but it's not going to be here, and live like that. So just expect to be messy as hell. May or may not happen. And if something goes wrong, you apply somewhere else. You keep trying. You have till March 31st. After you apply once, it's easy to apply again. So you just keep going and seeing what happens. So the 4 links. One that describes the nice story about how everything screwed up. The second one is the White House telling you about, hey, if you're little, we want to help. And independent. So you don't have to be a business. You could be a nonprofit. You could be a freelancer. You could be a writer at home, or all that kind of stuff. So here's 2 articles to read about how to fill it out and places to send in the application. One is an app. Do it right on what they do, you fill out a little bit, then they send you a link to your email, and you fill it out from them. And it tells you everything you have to bring or whatever. And the intermediaries are good because you don't have to call the SBA to fill out the form. You got somebody better to grab by the lapels and shake them when you have questions. And that's the good part, as opposed to the EDIL is all at the SBA. You don't go through anybody, but here you grab, and they're making money, from you, not from you, but from the SBA. The SBA gives them money for every application, and they don't. The last time they paid on a percentage, so they'd rather do $1 million because they get a bigger percentage, same amount of paperwork. But now it's just not on the percentage. So they have just as much incentive to help you as with trying to get your 20 grand as somebody trying to get $1 million. And that's changed. So that's why you live and learn. Don't we all? Maybe. Now you just have to live long enough so you can take advantage of all you learn. But then they change the rules of the game and you got to do it all over again.